I am not a financial advisor. These videos are all meant for educational purposes only. All complete Trader Academy videos are my personal opinion and perspective. Trading carries a high level of risk, and all results are your own responsibility. Please always demo first. Hey everybody, welcome back to CTA Review. Today is April 29, Monday, 2024. Hope you had a good weekend and good day today. So today's a classic day where you want to pretty much stay out of the market after the PM session, for example, meaning you scalp, you take your trades, a couple trades, and be done, You don't want to keep going, especially with a news week like this that we have ahead of us. If you take a look here, you'll see we have tomorrow, we have consumer confidence and employment costs, and then we have Wednesday. This is a day to definitely probably stay away from. We have non-farm, we have federal fund rates, and all that. So they're projecting 5.5 again, and I'm assuming it is going to be 5.5. So this market's going to be pretty much shaking out, man, seeking liquidity, and killing the market. So I mean, it all depends how dollar reacts too, but and then we got unemployment claims, and then definitely stay away Wednesday. And if you must trade, I mean, I don't see how you would want to, but you got to be a scalper. You've got to take short positions and take a portion of that move, and you don't need to be right at all. You just need to take a piece of the move, and that's how I would play it. And today was a classic shakeout day. Before I get there, you can see here. So I didn't do a video for Friday, but the Friday video I already made on Thursday saying that we were just going to retrace and buy back up, right? And that's exactly what we did. So I didn't even need to make a video for it. I couldn't anyway. I was at a funeral, but so let's take a look here. What we did is when we came on Friday, opened up and we came down, we retraced 50% of the imbalance sitting here, right? There's some more confluence there too, besides the gaps, and I'll try to go over it real quick. But after that, we moved up. Now I'm looking at this range. Now I don't even know, again, I use these fibs in, I don't, I'm not married to them or anything, but for example, coming from this high to this low, retracing back to 50%, we've done that actually today in this sense, right? You could also do it a number of ways. You could do it from the month, and you can also do it from this high right here to this low, because this was both also taking liquidity from the top side here and then the bottom side. So that range is also pretty good, but all relative. So also, when we project from this low to this high here, you're sitting at a half deviation right here. So that was nice right there on Wednesday. I didn't discuss that, didn't need it, but could have looked at it that way. And I'm also trying to get the price up to here, which we're taking out that high with that imbalance that I've already shown of taking out that, let me scrunch out a little bit, that low right there of March, which is the low of March, right? So we broke through it, and I've had this question mark ever since we broke through it. So this is where I'm assuming the market's going. Now, before we do, we do want to get some pullbacks. Now, back to this range right here. So this range worked out beautifully where we came to a 70, and it was some support there. So watch that video on Thursday. And then sure enough, we bought up. Now here, I'm looking at this as, okay, is this the 3 drives I'm looking for to then get a nice retrace? The problem with this idea that I have, or concept, is that we might not come below here. I don't see how we don't with the type of week that we have with news, unless they use it to really shoot up here. But I mean, I really don't see how they don't come underneath this low. So now I've seen, as Friday opened up, retraced back into that imbalance, comes back up here, closes, and then today, which is Monday, we pop up and we shake out. I mean, speaker at its finest, and we're sitting at a 23 when we of this range. So in my experience, and from Dow's past trading, when I used to trade Dow, this would be a very high sign of it just moving up fast. We're not moving up fast in the sense of time, but we're moving fast in the sense of chart space or chart layout or whatever you want to call it. Meaning this 23, meaning it could just keep going and going and going. So is this the range here? I don't know. I would like it to be. And then retrace back down underneath here. I'm not talking deep or anything, which I'm not saying we can't. This market's about to do whatever it wants. So you really got to tread lightly. But try to make this simple, man. So on I'm also gonna go to Friday real quick because it was super game. But here I didn't do a review, but here you had that. I've already got it marked out. You see the imbalance right here. Refined on a 5 minute, and look at the low. Look at the center. 50% of that. It's the same. It's the same exact level. So when we opened up on so 8:30 pushed up, doesn't take out that high, then shoots down. All right, a couple drives, 3 drives, right, and then bodies are respecting inside the gap. We have the opening range up here. We've already came down and hit 50%. We are also at a daily block down candle. I've got it highlighted here. Where is it? Here. Oh, let me go to the daily. Let me zoom out a little bit. So I'm talking about this daily candle, this April 24th, right there. Dragged it out. You see it? Let me drag it out more for you. All right, so that daily candle. So Friday, we come down, basically test it. All right, we test the open of that candle. So now that's what you're seeing, this down candle, I mean this baby blue line across the chart, and then beautiful area to buy. So ended up buying up, and we bought up, and we just fizzled out for the rest of Friday. So that's just explaining this area, right? And I thought there was something else. I know there was something else. And you could also use this candle for support right here. It's a pretty big candle, but I'm just gonna do it this way. I'm not gonna go to a 5 minute and do all that. So you can see here that that's also support. It's tapping that right there. Okay, that support block right there, which I'm talking about this 3:15 p.m. Wednesday 15-minute candle. So a lot of confluence right there in the center. You didn't need all that, but this was plenty as enough. Then we moved up here, and then take a look here. So we got a speaker going on right here, right? Number one, it's Monday. Number two, we're at this top of the range, so it can get funky, but we had the gap here of the new opening of the week, right? So with that, we can go above, below, and all that, right? So as you see here, we open up and we make a higher high right here, get into the gap that's in the background. And let me fix this. God, I hope this video is short. And then retrace back for a higher low, come back for a higher high. 9:30 pushes it up beautifully. I'm looking for this fake run up, right? Why? Because I want to come below and not only take out this low here and here, but I want to seal this up. Plus, I also have down here, you'll see it now. You'll see this 4-hour imbalance right there. So when we pushed up right here on Friday and then we closed, we never came back to seal that imbalance. And we never touched. Let me zoom in real quick for you. Let's take a look. Hope this is not too zoomed in, but you can see that we never hit any of these down candles. 1, 2, 3. See these 3 down candles right here? So we never even hit that, right? So that there's an imbalance there. So I'm assuming price is going to definitely come down. That was my intention, as my number one goal for today was to get into this area, which we did beautifully. You can see we tap it. So when we tap it, we not only do we take out that low, but we actually tap it. It's not sealed, but it is tapped, right? So that being the case, now that you know what that is, let me go back here. That's what this is here, dragged out. Okay. So this will explain why I sold here and I bought here. So besides the obvious speaker that's going on here, and then shooting down at 9:30, I I can go to 1 minute, I guess, but this is kind of hard to do. Real quick here. So right away, 930 is right here, right? Fake move. We shoot up, fake move, raids to the left here, all right, and then shoots down. So I'm in the trade here. I'm also at the gap. It's not passing the gap. I'm expecting it to stop. Beautiful. Coming down, raiding, and getting into. There's no way to do this clean. Obviously this gap right here, right, for the new week. All right, then we take this price down. All right, we take this price down, and well, for me, I don't need to hit this gap. My main target is this gap of the opening week. But we come right here, we come down, we make a double bottom right here, and we sweep that low, and now we have tapped that. All right, perfect buy right there. You can see right here on the 1 minute, you can see the divergence right there. Beautiful. Can't get any better than that. And then where are you taking this? Well, the logic in this moment, let's put it that way, in this moment is we're taking that back up to retrace. Where? Well, we broke that low as a minimum. You have the liquidity sitting there, and you also have that low where we broke through, and then you have all this low that we broke through, and then you're balancing price as well. So you want to, it depends. If you're bearish here and you want to come lower, at minimum, you have two reasons to buy here, which is to get into, if you look at the fib here, to the 50%, you got 61, you got 70, and so on. And you have these last two up candles. Just talking about this time frame, the 1 minute, you have these last two up candles here with a resistance block right here, which is this 930 candle to be specific. And so this pocket of price here is common, right? Now it depends where you go. We come up here, drive 1, retrace, drive 2, retrace, drive 3. This was beautiful, and it's sitting at a 70, right? So buying this here, I got out at the 50, but whatever. And then once the price is here and you're look behind, you're tapping that gap in the background. See this back in the background? You tapped it perfectly. Let me zoom in for you. You see that? You see the gap in the background? Look how it tapped it to the head, right? So who has these gaps on their chart? I doubt it. I doubt you have it on your chart. I really do. I mean, maybe not you because you follow me, but most people don't have that on their chart. But anyways, so here's where the fuckery starts. All right. So sell, buy, sell. I actually take this sell, and I take this buy, and I take this sell. All right. This sell comes down here. All right. Once we get down here, we're sitting in the opening gap. My idea is to come and take out this low and come a little lower. All right. But that didn't happen. Not at this moment. So I get into the sell here. Price comes down, and then price is retracing back. I said, okay, no big deal. Retraced and then bought up. This was a buy. Okay. Sitting in this imbalance here. And I knew this might be trouble. If you could take a look here at right there. Boom. See that candle? This last down candle with the body and the wick. This is the 954 candle and the imbalance sitting in here. I'm not going to draw everything out because it's just way too much on my chart already. But you can see that, right? So when it hit that, I was like, oh, fuck. Because I was trying to break through. And there's just so much to talk about, dude. A lot of divergence work too. So this is the reason why I also took the buy here, was because when we took that buy here, we had lower lows here and we had higher lows with S&P and Dow. So that was the purpose of buying up, right? Now, when I saw this moment, at this moment, also selling right here, by the way, at selling when I just talked about selling it from here, I had a nice little divergence on Dow right here. And we had higher highs here and higher highs with NAS and S&P. So this is how I got here, is what I'm trying to tell you. This is how I got here, okay? So when I got here, I saw the higher low with NAS, and we had lower lows here. And I was like, fuck. But I was trying to use my judgment of where I think the price should go overall versus these divergence. Well, I was married to coming down here and I knew it would come. Look how it fucking came in the PM session. And sure enough, that's not what we got intraday. So they tricked me. They got me. That's okay. So I was holding it, and as the price broke up from here, I had to quit. So because I know where we're going. It's either we're gonna come real deep or we're taking that high out. And sure enough, they ended up taking that high out. So very, very, very shady. But this was a higher low. Higher low with Nas. So anyways, we pop up, all right, and then we pop up again one more time. Now that we're here, and what is the logic of it being up here? Well, because not only do they want to take out this high, but they also want to get all the momentum artists that got into this trade. Because this was, to be honest with you, this was really easy. So you can see on the 15-minute that there's a wick here, right? And I can't go into a higher time frame, but anyways, this imbalance in here, they wanted to get into this price here. So this is exactly what they did. So anyways, at this point I'm done, right? Because the fuckeries started. And I should have just closed here. And this is why I say, you don't need to be right to take out this low, right? Coming down here, this is more than fucking enough. You needed a portion of it. And sure enough, I had that. But I got greedy. And I was trying to trust my bias at the same time, but at the same time, understand where we are. Look at the price action. Like look where it is. Like we have too much price action here, and we have too much price action here for it to maybe go through, right? Because essentially we want to see it kind of keep going up, right? For bullish. So this price action can act as support, is what I'm trying to say. So you don't know, and it's Monday, and it's already speakering out. So once we came down here and we took out those lows and we tapped in here, well, it can come and speaker out and take out that high. So at this point, you got to know that it's a liquidity raid day, right? And I knew that right away, right when this happened. But I'm sorry, here really. But sure enough, price came to this gap here at 50% on the head. Like, I mean, you can't get any more clear than that. These are not random levels on my chart. These are all specific levels. So, anyways, and what'd they do? So, PM session started, all right, and then they decided to also, when you see these higher lows here like that, it's also liquidity. So it's a nice setup for a sell, right? Now, at this point, price is coming down, wipes this liquidity out, retraces back. Before I continue, dollar, when we, also I knew that it was a problem for this trade here. Just follow me because there's a lot to talk about. When I knew this was failing right here was when dollar, at this key moment, take a look at this key moment where we are right here. To be specific, it was like between 11:30 and 11:45. All right, let's go to dollar real quick. Dollar here, right there. This little moment right here. Instead of going up, the manual intervention kicked in and they pushed this bitch down. So when they push this thing down, look at it's 12 o'clock, and you got a little bit pre, but let's just put it at 12 o'clock right there. That dollar came down while we started popping up, right? And they busted up. So this whole push up here was when dollar switched, all right? I can't teach that. You have to see that live. But anyways, then with that being the case here, and we're at the 50% again, and we just wiped out this liquidity, and we had now this built liquidity. Here comes more of a shakeout. So they're coming back down to get lower, and at this point, you will see that that's right here. See this sell right here. So this sell here, if you take a look here, we had a divergence here on S&P, right? Lower, we had lower highs here, and Dow came up, took out that high, and Nas came up and took out that high. So we have that divergence in another divergence where Dow came up and took out the main high, okay, of the day, which was 930, right? Dow took out that main high, and uh, Nas made a lower high there, and S&P made a lower high, obviously, right? So two divergences in there, and it pushed us down hard, right? Now, when we got down here, they're both all in agreement at this point. They just swept all the liquidity to the left, all the liquidity to the left, all liquidity to the left. So clean double bottoms, and then shot the hell up and bought and wiped out everybody selling. This is a liquidity raid day. It's a shakeout. So that's this to make this real simple. But you can see what was going on here. So if you're confused, that was it. So now, where do we go from here? Well, listen, this week is going to be crazy. So, you know, what was the main factor here of what we did today? Well, when I took this, taking profit is the main factor of today. So even if you catch your sell, I'm taking the profit out here. If I was to try to hold it to come lower, to take out like that low, even though I know, it would be nice if we took out this low right here. I'm taking the profit. It's a big fucking trade. This was like 9,000 right here. And then right here, for example, catching a trade up, I got out right here. I'm like, I don't need to be right. I don't need to come up here. I'm good, right? When I took this trade here, I dropped the ball and didn't take it out here. And I ended up taking it out right here. Still some profit, still money, but making the decision to take it out, right? And then after that, I was completely done. So I went to lunch and I didn't want to be involved because this fuckery, for example. So again, when we got that divergence here, we pushed down 50% of that gap, all right? Then this comes down right here, and this is fake. This is rolling over right here. Take a look at the sold. You can see how it's laying on the oversold right here, and bouncing, and it's going up while this is still coming down. So, boom, then they shot it down once, retraced it back up, all right. And when they came down, they took out that low, okay, and they didn't take out that low though, and that's a very big suspect scenario where they're just enticing you to buy here. Which this was a great buy, by the way. But then the intention is to come and raid all of this, right? So, and then look at the power hour, specifically 3 o'clock is when they did that. Like literally 3 o'clock open, bam. So then boom, then you get this right here. This is all like 6 minutes later. 7 minutes later. And then they decided, well, now you have both, double bottom here. You have a break shift here, coming back into that imbalance right here, and all the assets were doing the same thing because now they are in harmony. Is what I'm really trying to say. So when they did this move here, you want the market to be in harmony. When you see this on a harmony type of perspective. This is a great buy, not only because of the time, but because they've swept liquidity to the left, and because now they're trying to rush and get all the people who were just selling into this shit, right? So, man, I think I've talked enough, right? But again, where do we go from here? Where do we go from here is the question. This is still my main target, but how we get there is going to be the challenging part. So now we also have a gap here that the price didn't stay below. See on the daily chart right here? So you see how we left that gap right here? So I know tomorrow we're going to revisit this area down here. I mean, for sure, if not tonight. So crossing over this opening week gap is guaranteed. I mean, like, I don't care what anybody fucking says. We're coming back down here. But does the next candle open up and then we come down? Do we just make one pass and then shoot up? Or are we having a bearish day tomorrow where Tuesday becomes the low of the week? Because I'm not convinced that Monday is the low of the week. That's for sure. I'm not convinced that one bit. So that's why I think I was actually trying to see that if this was going to be a speaker right here on the big side of the higher time frame, right? Like this is what I was actually looking for, because it made sense. Not only that, but it's a speaker plus your could be at the top of this range. That's what this fib is here for. And we had the three drives. We had the one pullback, two pullback, three pullback, and then a raid, which you can say four drives, but really it's a wick. So let me go back here to probably make more sense. Let's see if you can see it. Yeah, I'm gonna try to make this. So here, when we drive one, retrace, right? Drive two, pullback. Drive three, pullback, right? But they brought it up one more time, 930 sweeps, and that's part of it. So, general speaking, when you have that many higher lows, right, from the bottom, which is this range here, right here, or on the 1 hour, you can see it on the 1 hour. So this is push up, retrace, higher low 1, retrace, higher low 2, retrace, higher low 3, higher low 4. And in my experience, if there's 4 higher lows there, you're generally going to take out the first top 2, right? For sure, at minimum. That was that low, and that's that low, right? And then you will generally take out the third higher low, which is this low right here, right? So do we get that pullback range into here or not? Or are we going to kind of just consistently float up? So I think I'd beat a dead horse here. I don't think I have anything else to say. But to be honest with you, this is not the week, man. So, and it's the end of the month here. So we also got this little fizzle out here. We got one more day tomorrow. But they've already got into their weekly up there. And, the question is I'm assuming we're going to stay closed below that monthly of March. March is low. I'm assuming we'll stay below that. But we do have that gap here that we made between Friday and today. So I'm looking for I'm expecting tomorrow to be a bearish day and to at least close below this low. Or I'm sorry, the gap. So you guys take care and God bless.